Welcome to Auction version 4, the latest event management software tool from Auction Systems. In this tutorial, I will show you how to define settings for the entire project. To change or add project settings, from the main Home task ribbon, choose Settings. Click Project Settings. Here are the Project Settings panels with the panels closed. The areas that you can define for the project are Event Definitions and Winning Bid Selection Mode, Project Images, Default Document Font, and Report Font. To change any setting, click on the panel to open. Here's the Open Event Definition panel. If your license is for v4net or v4 Single User and you're in support, or you have either Basic Edition and have purchased the ability to interface with an online auction event, you can add an online auction event here. If you need to change the date or time or the event type and event language of your current event, make the changes here. By the way, event language refers to the wording of certain fields in your project. Most organizations have an auction event and should stick with the language of an auction. However, if this event is for a banquet that does not include an auction, you can change the event type to an event and the language to banquet. Or if you're having a golf tournament, the event type would be event and the language would be tournament. In either of these cases, bid number becomes ID number, and in the case of tournament language, tables become teams. Also, when the event type becomes event, silent, live, and bid board items are not enabled, and you are limited to 10 retail items only. Lastly, the default when entering winning bids in the event night area is to enter winning bids by the bid number. But if you're not assigning bid numbers to your guests, you can change the default to enter winning bids by the bidder's name. You may want to save an image or two in the project that can be reproduced on any type of document. Examples of project images are an event logo and the letterhead graphic for your organization. If you want your invoices to print out with your letterhead at the top so they look like an official document of your organization, store the letterhead graphic as a project image. The image must first be saved onto your computer or server that the computer has access to, or some type of removable storage device like a USB flash drive. Click Add Image and browse to the save location to pick that image. Save the image and it will be stored in your project. The list of saved project images will appear below. The details of the image include the name of the image file, the original location of that image, the date the original image file was saved, the size of the image in pixels, and the maximum height and width the image can be reproduced on documents in high quality, medium quality, and draft quality. Remember, if this draft size is much larger than you will ever need, the pixels is also more than you might need. The larger an image is in pixels, the more storage space it takes up in your project. You can go to the original image stored on your computer and scale it down a bit if you need to. Replace the current image with the smaller image to save some space in the project. If you store lots of item images and also some large project images, the size of your project will grow. This will make it slower to open. You also have the ability to save images in this project to a folder outside of Auction by clicking the Save to Folder button. Save the font you would like to be the default font for documents such as bid sheets, name tags, the catalog, etc. You may override the default in individual documents. Use caution when using a very unusual font. Fonts are only available if the font is stored on the computer itself. You may install an unusual font for an event, and that font is on your computer, but your computer will not be the computer used at the actual event. Your project can be moved to another computer or server, and a different computer may be accessing the project at the event. If that new computer does not have the font installed, it will not be able to print documents using that unusual font. Auction may give an error, or it will pick a generic font like Arial, which may not be to your liking. The list of available fonts on your specific computer can be seen and chosen from the pull-down. When you set a document font, Auction will use this same font for reports. However, if you're using an unusual or fancy font for documents, you may want to use a more common everyday font for your reports so they are very clear and easy to read. If so, change the font for reports here. You can also increase the size of the header and the large font increments. Examples of what you pick appears to the right. This concludes the project settings tutorial. Thank you for joining us.